Right, listen closely because what I'm about to tell you is of such high tactical importance that it might actually cause your brain to expand by several centimeters. Today we are discussing the word pod. If you thought a pod was just something you put in a coffee machine to produce a mediocre beverage, you are sadly mistaken. And quite frankly, I'm concerned for your well-being. To ensure you remain a God-tier member of society and can accurately describe small enclosed containers, I've prepared this definitive guide. The botanical vessel of glory. First we have the natural pod. This is essentially a high-tech organic suitcase designed by nature to protect seeds from the elements, and more importantly, from being eaten by inferior organisms. Imagine a pea pod. It's a sleek green aerodynamic housing unit for tiny green spheres. If I were a pea, I would demand nothing less than a reinforced luxury pod to ensure my safe arrival at the dinner table. Here's an example. I spent 3 hours precisely shelling every single pod in the garden to ensure my pea to carrot ratio was statistically perfect. Next, the aquatic social club. Now we move to the ocean, where things get significantly more majestic. A pod is also a social group of whales or dolphins. While you might be hanging out in a group or a crowd, like a commoner, dolphins move in a pod. It's a coordinated elite squad of marine mammals performing synchronized maneuvers that would make a fighter pilot weep with envy. If I were to join a pod, I would naturally be the leader, directing our aquatic assaults on unsuspecting schools of herring with ruthless efficiency. Here's an example. A pod of dolphins followed my high-speed yacht, clearly hoping to catch a glimpse of my legendary teaching technique through the porthole. Next, we have the sci-fi escape plan. So, finally, we have the technical or futuristic pod. This is a self-contained unit, often used for transport, sleeping, or escaping a self-destructing space station, which happens to me more often than you'd think. The escape pod. This is a small craft used to flee a ship. It's basically a flying cupboard with enough oxygen to survive until someone realizes you're missing. Then there's the pod hotel, a place where people pay to sleep in a glorified drawer. It's compact, efficient, and maximizes the use of space. Here's an example. I jettisoned the escape pod early just to ensure I had the best parking spot on the planet below. Here's our tactical summary. To prevent you from wandering down the streets in a state of linguistic confusion, remember these 3 pillars of poddom. 1. Botanical, a seed case, like a pea or a bean. 2. Zoological, a sophisticated group of marine mammals. 3. Technical, a small, specialized enclosed compartment or vehicle. If you can't remember these 3 simple points, I honestly don't know what to tell you. Perhaps seek professional help, or at the very least re-watch this lesson until your neurons finally fire in the correct sequence. I must go now. I have a very important appointment involving a beanbag and a complete lack of productivity, which is essential for my mental fortitude. Spread the good word of this vocabulary lesson to every person you meet, including your local barista and any confused pigeons. And as always, stay sane and maintain.